Do you guys remember when Bitcoin was running? There were several outages. Coinbase was saying that people owned 0 Bitcoin, that they couldn't sell Bitcoin. Well, the SEC website just went dark. It just went down. And the SEC has not yet officially addressed the issue. Now, this isn't any tinfoil hat theory. Bitcoin just dumped last night down to 67K. And I know it sounded funny to some of you guys in yesterday's video about the quote-unquote dream that I had, but I told you most of these end up playing out. In fact, all of them have played out. It doesn't happen often, but I'm going to show you in today's video what's happening with the markets, what's happening with crypto, what's happening most importantly with our meme stocks. And all I'm going to ask in return is for you guys to hit the like button. It is completely free. Let's get into it. AMC had an order imbalance of 241,823 shares on the buy side. I just wanted to kick this out of the way before we jump into the chart, and then the Ortex numbers as well as the options chain. So AMC is trading at $4.49, up 5.15% on the day, which is a beautiful thing to see. However, there is something to note here. We said we are either going to fly from where we are at, or we are going to get this sell-off. At this point, we can't tell which one we are at, and the reason being is before this bounce, we tested the bottom of support once again at this ascending trend line right around $4.20. We initially wanted to hold $4.28. The fact that we tested below that and got a nice pop is something good to see, but it could show that we are sitting right here still in this cycle. So we had the 3 tops, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then you have this candle right here, this body candle, this full body candle, before coming back down into this and breaking that support coming into late March, early April, right? That is what we're looking at. If this doesn't play out, AMC is going to have another couple more days of green, and that will be a very, very bullish signal moving forward. GameStop broke back into this supply zone, not something that we want to see. However, it is still trading out of the macro trend line at $14.43, at least on the daily time frame. I'm sure several indicators are overbought, and it's probably just getting a little bit of a cool off, but we don't want to see GameStop break under $13.50. At that point, it's going to be likely that we're going to play out through another cycle. But as of right now, still looking decent, kind of hanging sideways and consolidating like a bunch of other plays, right? Like everything else. Now, AMC is sitting at 12.81% short interest according to Ortex, so we're seeing a slight rise there from yesterday. 33.59 million shares shorted, and if we come in, we take a look at the options chain, we're sitting at 11,000 calls compared to 26,000 puts expiring in the money, so we are losing on the options chain by double, which means market makers may not have to press it down as hard by the end of the day, and that's why they're letting it run up 5%. You're also seeing a ton of premium already being handed over to them, 271,000 calls and 111,000 puts expiring out of the money. Short exempt volume died down over the past 3 days as well, all sitting right around 100,000. GameStop, 7,000 calls compared to 6,000 puts expiring in the money, and then all of this premium going to market makers as well. So kind of nothing happening there on GameStop, but you can see why it is red while AMC is green. Short exempt volume has been slightly low, but still notable for GameStop, right? For the volume that it trades. Now, I really need to touch on Tesla. If you're not in the Discord, we talked about entering puts on Tesla. Tesla, in my opinion, is coming down to 154.30 to 147, and that is where I see a temporary bottom. However, there are a couple things that I need to note here, and is that Tesla could see a bounce sooner. Will it last long? Probably not. If you take a look at the RSI, it is extremely oversold, and you come back to the same time frame where it was at this level, and it was back here when Tesla had the same exact breakdown pattern, and it got held up a little bit right around this level. So Tesla may sell off a little bit further right around 155.55 and get a slight relief bounce so that that RSI can cool off, right? So that the bears can gain more momentum. But as of right now, their momentum is nearing a temporary bottom, and it may reverse temporarily. So I want to put that on your radar before you think about entering anything. Again, nothing I say is financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor. Nvidia trading sideways, coming down, consolidating, rebasing off of that 861 level, 861.20. As of right now, there are some rumors that Nvidia is about to have a stock split next week, which isn't unlikely, right? They have that conference happening next week, and they may talk about a stock split. This also may be bullish or bearish for the company. Either way, you're going to see a large move, all in my opinion. I think 950 was the temporary top, and if we do push again, I see it slightly breaking above that and getting a double top, and then I will be entering puts on Nvidia. overall, that is my outlook. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And we haven't touched on this in a while. I need to touch on it quick because a lot of you guys on the channel are holding it. TMF 5240. This thing has been scaling down, got rejected at this trend line, and it's because the Fed basically says that they are not going to be cutting rates at the degree that we thought. As of right now, this is still a longer term play. I'm not really worried about it, whether it takes by the end of 2024 or the end of 2025. The Fed, in my opinion, is going to cut rates to a degree where TMF is going to play out and make us some money. So I am still in that. I just wanted to put that out there. SPY 509.17, down a whole percent on the day, 1.12%. Gap down below this aggressive trend line that we said we needed to track. However, this happened one, and the day after it gapped much higher, and we do have some news coming out next week. So this very well could just gap right back over and bring us up, or it could break below some crucial levels. We're watching 503.60 for the first breakdown, 497.40, and then all the way down here to around 490 to 489 on the SPY. So watch those levels. Now, Bitcoin, why is this thing dumping down? Why did it get flashed down? Well, it dipped its toes in this supply zone once again and crashed all the way down to about 65K, which is crazy, but this may not be the end. Yesterday we talked about it entering a zone, the time frame that usually occurs pre-halving, where it sells off a good amount and gets a nasty correction, essentially shaking paper handers out. And I don't think this is the bottom. I think Bitcoin is coming down to 64K and potentially all the way to 59 and potentially all the way to 54. And I think then that would be the bottom of the retrace before the move higher during the halving. Another thing I wanted to note that could be dealing with this sell-off is that 3.35 billion worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum options expired today, so you could see why it is starting to scale down and what market makers are trying to do there. Now, whenever Bitcoin broke its old all-time highs, it would perform a bull market top 266 to 315 days later, and it previously just did this, which means that Bitcoin has until the end of the year to actually make another all-time high, which gives it a ton of room for that sell-off, consolidation, and then a climb higher. Overall, I'm just watching it in the long term, and depending on how low it dips, I will be adding to Bitcoin. Last but not least, JP Morgan says Bitcoin has already surpassed gold in investor portfolio allocations, and we are just getting started. Now, speaking of JP Morgan, the Office of Comptroller of the Currency has just fined JP Morgan $250 million for failing to monitor, in quotes, billions of instances of trading activity on their ADS, aka dark pool. I wonder how many investors were harmed in yet another big bang cost of business transaction. There you go, JP Morgan doing more illegal shit, probably hurting investors, getting a slap on the wrist, using dark pools. Dark pools should be closed down just like the SEC website, right? Sorry, that's corny. Let's just move on. Okay, crypto has been selling off. However, the one outlier is Solana, up about 4%. Guys, put this one on your radar. Solana is showing severe strength. And if you're in Solana, drop SOL in the comments down below. Finally, putting another crypto on your radar, Elmo, ticker symbol ELMO. Put this one on your radar as well for one of those meme plays. Now, breaking news, more companies have defaulted on their debt in 2024 than any start of the year since the global financial crisis. Layoffs rose to the highest for any February since 2009, and Adidas has just posted their first loss in 30 years and warned sales in North America would fall again. So overall, not looking good for a lot of companies across the board. Overall, guys, make sure to sign up for Moomoo with the top link in the description or pin in the top of comments and open an account. They're going to give you up to 15 free stocks and 8.1% APY on your uninvested cash for 3 months. So go make some extra money. Use my link, sign up, and make a deposit. You're also getting level 2 order book data, access to trading options, going long, going short, and more, all for free. And get in the Discord, guys. The link is right under the video. If you're thinking about getting in, press the link, watch the trailer. Basically a big group chat with people who are trying to become financially free within the market like yourselves. To level up your trading journey, it's a coffee a month and you're grandfathered in at this price. You know we will grow as a community and this price will eventually go up. So get in the Discord, guys. That is it. That is what I got for you for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed watching or found value out of the video. Both of these links are pinned in the top of comments for you or linked under the description. I also posted a video earlier on CYBN stock, so make sure to go watch that with a 2200% price target on there. I love you all. Lottery stocks out.